Hello. Good morning, I'm Sharaad Kuttan and welcome to BFM's Morning Headlines. It is the 7th of February and we have dengue, MACC, Kajang Sarawak and Myanmar stories to tease your palate. Now, we start with Berita Harian. They have been the leader on the story of what's happening in Sarawak. Now, apparently, the Sarawak state elections might be brought closer. It is due actually only in April 2016, but because of the uncertainty around the current Chief Minister and his plans for his future, the state elections might happen. So, kudos to Berita Harian for leading the pack on that. The Sun has, I think, one of the most interesting stories this morning, which is this. No interference, apparently, no interference in the question of charging two former aides of a cabinet minister, or rather, two aides of a former cabinet minister. Now, according to the Attorney General, Abdul Ghani Patayal, he says the delays are due to the fact that MACC needs more time to do investigations. It's got nothing to do with political interference. But what we do know is that the MACC very recently put out a statement that these two men would be charged. So clearly they had finished their investigations. And on top of that, the president of the MACC's Consultative and Corruption Prevention Advisory Panel, Dato' Johan Jaffar, came out in the public and said, hey, what's the delay? The delay is undermining our institutions, charged with, dealing with corruption. So now Johan Jaffar says he's satisfied with the Attorney General's explanation as to this. But it goes back to the MACC. If the MACC had already said they were going to be charged, they weren't charged, there's delays, I don't get it. It's very confusing. But if you go to the inner pages of the New Straits Times, it has a very happy picture. Johan Jaffar, Ghani Patayal, they're all in a line, they're all smiling, and they're very happy. I'm not particularly happy about this, but who am I? Now, on the dengue thing, the Malay Mail, somewhat hysterical, but that's the Malay Mail. There you have it. Nation reels under dengue. Does it really? It does. 19 deaths this year alone. It's only in February. And this, the Star, unable to resist, as always, the pun, all buzz but no bite. All buzz, no bite. In fact, there's been a lot of biting going on and it's affecting people. So if you have symptoms that are dengue-like, please figure out, please go to the net to find out what those symptoms are. Check yourself in, because then you become a carrier of exactly the virus that causes dengue. So you become a vector for the disease. Get cured, go there and deal with it. Right, Sina Harian carries on with news from Kajang. Kajang is going to be in the news for some time because the Election Commission, in all its wisdom, has decided to give almost 55 days from the point of the resignation of the State Assemblyman to polling day. Some 55 days, that's extraordinary. Anyway, saya mungkin MB, I'm likely to be Chief Minister or Menteri Besar of the Selangor State. Looks like they're claiming it's an exclusive. Anwar, of course, has been talking to everybody about this. He's been a bit cagey and he's been criticized. He and his party and the coalition have been criticized for not being upfront about their plans. Perhaps they're being cautious. How can he talk about becoming MB without first winning the by-election? It's up to you how you decide whether this is a reasonable way of going about politics. New Straits Times, third day in a row, they are talking about E. coli in Batu Feringhi. Flushing it out. Flushing it out. Flushing what? The E. coli. Flushing is the word of the day, by the way. Flushing it out. I like to flush a lot of people down this. There you have it. Also a Kajang story. MCA's shortlist. We don't know if MCA is in fact going to be the party designated to lead the charge in Kajang. But so we wait on Barisan Nasional as it makes its decision. Also, deep in the pages of Berita Harian, folks, is this story, and I think it's fascinating. Myanmar politics comes to Malaysia, an assassination attempt on two what are known to be Rakhine Buddhist nationalists, strokes fascists, stroke chauvinists, attempt on their lives. 6 bullets in Bukit Bintang aimed at these two men, or one from the Rakhine Development National Party or some such thing. He was here on a mission to collect funds for his project back home, and he faced a hail of bullets instead. Now, Utusan Malaysia asks an important question, or suggests that the concessions or the tolls should be questioned or studied again. This is kind of one of those gestures. The question is, how secret are these concession contracts, and what can the media do to surface them, flush it out, flush the facts out, and get the Malaysian public to understand exactly what's going on. Harian Metro puts out an incendiary headline, Peleke Nabi, the Prophet is insulted in a game. It's a game. We don't even know if it was created in Malaysia. The point is, it's a game, and they put it out on the front page, and of course it feeds into the grand narrative of Islam being under threat. Not a good thing. Other thing that I don't think is so good is this picture that you can have a little fat baby, poor thing. He's really overweight. He weighs in at 18 kilos and he's only a year and a month old. But should kids and their problems be featured in this way? It's a bit of a freak show thing. I don't think it's a good idea, but then again, who am I? I'm Sharaad Kuttan. This has been BFM's Morning Headlines. It is the 7th of February, BFM 9.9.